Just a second, Aiden. Just a second. Welcome, everybody. I'm just trying to make sure.
Subscribe to her channel because it's the best.
Just try and make sure we are good to go. Please don't do that, honey.
I'm not doing it yet. I'm doing it very, very, very slow.
Sorry, this is taking me a minute. If you guys are logging in with me, go ahead and say hello. Let me know where you're logging in from, and if you are here watching the replay, just go ahead and hashtag replay while I get this quickly sorted. Let's see if that works. I can never figure that out. Well, I think that's as good as we've got. Alrighty. Alright, I think we're good. Just want to double check here. So if anyone is logging in with me, just so I know I can see comments, just go ahead and say hello. Let me know how you're doing. And hopefully the comments will show up here, and then we'll be good to go. 1 second, honey. See a couple people on, so if you are on, please comment, or maybe you are coming. Oh, yay, there we go. Thank you. Hey, Tia. All right, all good. Thank you, Aiden. You can take this.
Yay. Gimme, gimme, gimme.
Yay, we're going. I'm so excited. So, welcome. My name is Sarah Labrie. I'm so excited to have you here today. Today is day 1 of a 3-day free workshop that we're doing on past lives and past life regression. Each day we're going to focus on different topics. Today's topic is discover. Tomorrow's topic is heal. And then the, what day is that next? Wednesday. Today's Monday, right? Yeah, Wednesday, the 3rd day, our topic will be awaken. So all some really powerful, amazing things that I get to share with you, and you guys can learn and connect with and find the importance of connecting on past life regression. So it's a lot of fun. Welcome, Claire. Thank you for joining today, you guys. I'm so excited to have you. This is open for all of your questions. So I will be explaining some stuff. I have some of my notes right here that I will go over. We will do a little meditation at the end of the live today. However, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask them, and I will try to answer as many as I can along the way. So welcome. I'll tell you a little bit about myself first. Again, my name is Sarah Labrie. I grew up in the mountains of Vermont. I was born with a wide variety and range of spiritual gifts, one of them being past life regression, or the ability to connect and see past lives. So this is a much less heard of ability than like psychics. So I'm sure all of you have heard of psychics. These are people with the ability to tap into the future, right? And this is very common. It's very well known. So the way my ability works is I can do the psychic readings, tapping into the future, but I also have that connection to the past. So just as easily as I could tap into the future, I can tap into the past, or just as easily as your favorite psychic out there can tap into the future, same way I can tap into the past. So it's very, very similar in a lot of ways, but also very, very different. So I did grow up in a Christian family, which was very interesting. However, my mother also had abilities. My grandmother also had abilities. So they were kind of like passed down in the women in the family. And thankfully for that, my abilities were never suppressed when I was little, which happens a lot in, just society alone, but especially if you're growing up in a religious household like I did. Like my extended family, that is typically something where as a young age it'll really suppress any type of abilities that kids have, like invisible friends or imaginary friends or seeing ghosts or whatever that is that kids tend to connect with and see at a very, very young age. That gets suppressed right away. So I did not have that, thankfully. I'm very grateful for that. I tell my mom almost daily, and so thankful for that. So instead of suppressing those gifts, I was able to tap into them and just literally spend my whole life using them, building on them, exploring them, turning them off, exploring other things, turning them back on, and I've spent my whole life just dancing between the lines of the realms and the lifelines, so to speak. So as we go into this, to explain a little bit about what a past life is. So we typically are taught that we live on a timeline, right? So let me get a piece of blank paper here. Okay. So this is our timeline. Point A, we're born. Point B, we die. That's what we're taught, right? That we're taught that we live along a timeline, a literal timeline. Like this is A, this is B, and then that's it. However, in my experience, and please take everything that I share with you as my personal experience. If it doesn't feel right to you, that's okay. If it feels new and exciting, awesome. If you have questions, please feel free to ask. These are my experiences. In my experience, we do not live on a timeline. We live in spirals. So for a psychic, if you're born here and you die here, instead of seeing from A all the way to B, which seems like a huge stretch of time and space, we're actually only seeing that little bit. Or for your past, instead of seeing all the way back, plus then all the way back your other timelines, which seems like a massive time and space, we're just seeing it's just a tiny little glimpse through the veil, so to speak. So we are not living in a timeline, we are living in a cycle, a spiral. So, if you guys have any questions so far, I'll get back to my notes. No questions yet. So, what is a past life? A past life is a life, pretty self-explanatory, that you have lived before this lifetime. So, for example, and I'm going to keep this simple because this can get really complex, just as like a hint of what I mean by this, we can have past lives as animals. We can have past lives not on this world. So we're not the only life on this planet, or we're not the only planet with life, right? We're also not the only dimension with life. So this can get extremely complex. We're not going to go that deep today. We're just going to keep it very simple. So on this realm, on this world, on this earth that we live on right now, you have lived many past lives. And a past life is kind of a cycling. So again, it's that spiral, the cycling of lives. And in my experience, we start out kind of at, you can think of it as climbing a ladder. So our bottom life is kind of like, it's a really rough, lot of rough experiences. In each life we learn something new. This can be a physical lesson. Typically it's some sort of spiritual lesson, something that will bring you up that rung on the ladder. So each lifetime, you're kind of just moving up and up and up. Does that make sense? So a lot of these past lives, especially recent past lives, actually very much mirror our lives today, which is very exciting and very cool. And because of this mirroring, we can tap back into those past lives and see things that we've already done before. For example, if you're in a really crappy relationship and you feel like, oh my God, I just can't get through this. I don't know what to do. I feel so alone. I feel like I have nobody to talk to. I'm being abused or whatever. I have no family around. You likely have been in that situation in another past life. Now, this is good because you can tap in to the wisdom of that past life, that experience that you've already done it all. You got into the relationship, you went through the motions of the abuse or being alone, and you got out. Whatever way, maybe you didn't get out, but then you know how to get out, right? If we do something wrong, one time we know, okay, we don't do that again, right? So no matter which outcome it was in our past life, we learn from that. So whether it was a good outcome and we left that relationship, then we know, okay, I know how to leave that relationship in this lifetime. But if it was a bad outcome, then you can still take that wisdom and say, okay, I know what not to do. I know not to stay in that relationship, and I know clarity now on how to move forward and how to get out of this. So there are endless ways that we can make these really powerful connections with our past lives in our lifetimes today. Claire, is it true we all choose our lives? We enter contracts. In my experience, yes. I think, in my experience, that there are some lifetimes that we have been, how can I explain it? I think, so the majority of our lifetimes we do choose to come in by contract. And there are also some lifetimes that we are, what would a good word be? Like if you failed your lesson and you didn't learn a specific lesson that you're supposed to learn in a past life, you will be kind of, I don't want to say forced, that's not really the right word, but pushed into cycling through that life, whether you want to do it or not. So there are a few different aspects of it. The majority we do choose our lifetimes, but there are some that we kind of have to like go redo, if that makes sense, even if we didn't want to, or something connected to karma, which, to be quite honest, I have not experienced that a lot. I think the majority of the lifetimes that we live through, we do choose. Which is funny you bring that up. My son Aiden, he has memories of choosing me. He calls it, he was in the spirit world, and he has memories of that. I think it's the coolest thing ever. Aiden, do you remember choosing?
What?
Do you remember choosing me when you were in the spirit world? Oh, he's not listening to mom. That's not cool. All right. Thank you, Chris. So happy to have you guys here. So that's a brief explanation of what a past life is. Again, it's pretty self-explanatory. It's just a life that we've lived before this one. Does everyone have a past life? Yes, everybody has a past life. again, in my experience, in the visions that I have seen, in the connections that I've made, the image that I get is, you can call it God, I call it source energy, whatever you want to call it, universal energy, anything, whatever your word for it is. The images that I'm shown to kind of like make sense of it, which it's always way more extreme than our tiny human brains can handle. So the images that I am shown is like a gigantic ball of light energy. And this light energy is all of our soul. It's soul energy, okay? It's my soul energy, it's your soul energy, it's your neighbor's soul energy, it's your dog's soul energy, it's everybody's soul energy. And at certain times, it will kind of like drip down into a golden drop of beautiful soul, go into a human body, and then incarnate on the earth, or whatever realm, or dimension, or planet, or anything. So you have been living past lives for as long as soul energy has existed. So way beyond the world we live in right now, which is very exciting, very mind-blowing. There are some beliefs out there where you only live like, I forget what it is, I think 7 past lives. Not my experience. We live as many past lives, or we live as many lifetimes as we choose to. And there's so many amazing things that go on in our worlds, all of the dimensions, are things that we want to experience. I mean, I understand, like, especially right now, there's a lot of craziness, sad, angry, horrible things going on in our world today. However, we are also in a massive spiritual awakening. So that's a very exciting time to be here. And there's been things like these massive spiritual awakenings, whatever other amazing things, for thousands and thousands and thousands of years. So you do make the choice to come back, and you have been coming back for a very long time. I'm very good. Thank you. Thank you for joining me. Chip in, you guys. If you have questions, just let me know. I'm just going to keep reading off my notes until some questions come up. Let's see. And some of us, sorry, I can't really read without my glasses. Some of us just know what we have been in past lives and where we have been. Excuse me. And it's a really strong bond with a place. Yes. So we will go over that in a little bit. Let me see. Yeah, I'll fit that in right now. That's a great question, Claire, or a great statement. Absolutely, we have lived. Well, let me give you a little. This is a personal story of mine. All of my life, again, I told you I grew up in Vermont, in the mountains of Vermont. It's beautiful, beautiful over there. I love it. However, I never felt like I was home, ever, even as a small child. The first chance I got as like a young adult, I left Vermont thinking maybe I just need to go to a new state. That wasn't it. Went to a different country. That country wasn't it. And I could not find that feeling of being home. And I was always drawn to England. I was always drawn to like the Victorian era and just the castles and the countryside and all of that beauty. But for whatever reason, like, it's way on the other side of the world to us that live in the US, so it just always seemed really out of reach. But I also have had past life memories and reoccurring dreams from a past life in England, and they were always so vivid. And there was one day in 2018 where a client had contacted me, and we just got to talking, and he lived in England. And we started talking about spirituality because that's kind of what I was teaching on YouTube. And we got really deep into it, and we started talking about past lives. And I was like, well, I've definitely had a past life in England. And I explained this past life to him. And so the scene, so when we see past lives, we don't usually see, obviously, the big picture that would take years, right? We typically will see just sections or pieces or scenes or stuff like that. And sometimes we'll see a bunch of them put together. But specifically in this example, I was always focusing on this one scene, and it was outside a pub, and all the details of the pub I gave him. I'm like, there was a river on one side, cobblestone streets, a bridge with like archways, and just I gave him all of these details, and he just completely froze, and he's like, I have been inside that pub. I was just like, what? No way. No, I don't believe you. This is too weird. And hey Joe, hey from England. I'm in England too right now. So he got online and he Googled this pub, and it's called King's Arms. It's in York, England, North Yorkshire. And he sent me the picture, and I kid you not, my heart just like dropped into my stomach. The picture he showed me was the exact pub in my dreams, in my memories. It was the craziest thing ever. So I was feeling called back to that place, a place that I had lived before. So a week later, booked my plane tickets, and we went to England. And here we are. We're in England, and I have never felt more home than I do here in England. And everything just flows right because I'm here. When you're happy, when you're rooted in your soul, I call it my soul lands or your soul place, then everything just works out. So it's been very wonderful. So yes, you can be drawn to a place, also people that are connected to your past lives. So they're very, very exciting. So, and this kind of goes into my next, can't see, my vision is so bad. Okay, so then my next question was, why should we know our past lives? Oh, let me read this. I've had past life regression done a few years ago and was told I had been a man more times than a woman, and I had had a lot of past lives. Apparently, she only gave me the times. Oh, I gotta open it. Oops. Oh, I lost it. Where'd it go? Oh, she only gave me the times that were needed to know about at the time when I had my readings done. It was amazing stuff. And it really is, I had soul contracts, and I had what they called God sparks. I have not heard of that. I think it was called. Every reader kind of has different names that they put on things. So that's very interesting, very exciting. It just always blows my mind every time I make connections with people in their past lives. It's so much fun. So the next question that I was going to share with you is, why should I know my past lives? So just like the example that I shared where I had spent my whole life feeling like I was not home, searching for a place that I honestly didn't even know was real or existed. And when I found that pub in my past life, and I came here to England, I came to Yorkshire, and I went to York, I went to the pub, it was amazing. And when I walked the streets of Yorkshire, of where my past life would have been, this area, it felt as if I was taking another piece of my puzzle of me and putting it together. And there's so much importance in this. So think of it like this. If you take, I don't know what they draw old cartoons on. It's like wax paper or something, like the really, really thin paper where you can, if you hold it up to a screen, you can just see right through it. You know what I mean? So our lives are like, if you take one piece of paper and draw eyes on it, and then line it up, and on the next piece of paper draw a nose that like lines up with it when they're together, right? And then the next piece of paper draw the face, and then the next one draw the hair, you know, like that, and just make all the layers of one person on however many hundreds or thousands of pieces of wax paper. And when they're all put together, you see the person as a whole. But when you just take one at a time, It's still you. It's just a teeny tiny piece of you. So past lives are like, or all the lifetimes are like that. It's just one tiny piece of a picture of who you are as a whole person. So when you make a past life connection, when you go back to your lands, your soul lands, you make connections with soul people, anything, there's just so many things, jobs. We'll go into this. I have another amazing example for this, but anything like this, anything where you're connecting with some part of your past life, it's like you're putting another piece of a picture of you together. Does that make sense? It's kind of like the huge puzzle piece, the huge like puzzle of you, the most unique, beautiful puzzle in the world. But it comes in like slices, and it's so crazy. So when we make those connections, we're putting those pieces together. Let me see. Hey, Kat. Oh, I miss you, girl. You've done a past life reading on me before and told me that this is my first incarnation as a human. Yes, remember human. All my other lives I've been a fairy. I remember that. Can you explain that further, please? Yes, absolutely. So again, we've lived many, many lifetimes as all sorts of things, humans, animals, and of course, anything within the spiritual realm. So fairies, which, believe or not, they exist. There is definitely fairy realms. And so having, so Kat, for you, for example, I mean, I know you personally, I know your energy. We've done the past life readings before. Your soul path, which we'll go into in a little bit, your soul path is like the fairies. It's super connected to Earth. Today, as a human, you're very connected to the Earth. You have you still have that very fairy-like energy to you. So the fairy path is more of a, like your soul journey. It's just, we all go on these soul journeys. Again, we'll go a little bit deeper into that in a minute. But yeah, does that make a little bit more sense? I know we talked about that before. Hey, Carrie. So good to see you here, girl. Is your past life connected to struggling with mental health? Yes. We're going to talk all about that tomorrow. So tomorrow's topic is all healing. So please join me tomorrow and ask that question tomorrow. And we're going to go way into all of the healing, all the struggling, all the health, mental health, physical health, spiritual health, all of it tomorrow. So keep your question, but bring it back tomorrow because we will go into that. Let's see, Claire, okay, so I'm being silly to think that what past life you may have had or a certain connection to something or someone, can them become your guides? Yes, absolutely. Let me just make sure I get your question right. So if you have a son in a past life, could that son be a spirit guide in this lifetime? Is that what you mean? Because yes, absolutely. Absolutely. We can have many spirit guides. A lot of times they're ancestors. Sometimes they're not from this realm or dimension or world at all. And a lot of times they do come from our past lives. Absolutely. Cat. Oh, good. I know I miss you. You have to come to England again. Alrighty. Let's see. Do my past lives affect me today? Yes, absolutely. I have two very cool examples that I'm going to give you. So I'll do the teacher one first. So I don't remember how many years ago it was. Maybe 8 years ago. I was doing a reading for a woman. She came to me through email. I had never met her before, never seen, knew nothing at all about her whatsoever, didn't see her on Facebook, anything like that. It was just an email booked reading. And she said that she just needed some guidance on what to do with her life right now. She didn't really give any examples of what she meant. So I tapped into one of her past lives, and the one that came to me, which is the one she needed to hear. And oops, knocking everything over. In that past life, she grew up in the US in a very small town back when there was like the one-room schoolhouses. And she grew up wanting to be a teacher. And she grew up in this tiny town. She became a teacher in the same schoolhouse that she grew up in. And as she was kind of like going through the motions of new teaching, there wasn't really school to be a school teacher back then. It was more, it was nothing like what it is today. And so in the very new beginnings of her being a teacher, a man came from out of town, swept her off her feet. She fell in love. He was gorgeous. He was wealthy. And he wanted to marry her and to move her to the big city. So in her past life, she was, of course, like, didn't know what to do. Some huge choices: go with this gorgeous man to the big city that she had never been to, or stay in the small town and teach in the one-room schoolhouse that she grew up in. And that's not a lot of change, right? However, in the past life, she decided to stay in her town, not marry that man, and continue teaching in the one-room schoolhouse. As she did, she started teaching women who weren't really taught as much as men. So she was teaching reading, science, all sorts of things to women who wanted to come in and learn. She was also teaching Native American children, which was still like iffy back then, right? So she was changing hundreds of lives that would not have been changed if she left. So I told her this reading, sent it back to her. She sent me back an email saying that she was just absolutely in tears. She had just finished school to become a teacher, and she just met a man who wanted to whisk her away to like Boston or something, and she didn't know what to do. So that reading gave her the perfect clarity she needed to make the choice to stay and to continue to teach, because her soul path, what her soul wants to do, her soul journey is to be a teacher. And so she stayed. But it's amazing. Our past lives are so deeply connected with our lives today. So another example is I had a client come in probably 12 years ago, and she actually didn't even come in for past life regression or reading. She came in for some energy work. We did some chakra clearing on her neck. She was just having a lot of trouble speaking her truth, and just, I don't remember what the situation was, but she felt like she wasn't saying the things that she needed to say. She felt like she couldn't speak to be herself. Mindy, the teacher story. So it is important to repeat the past. Okay, so this can go a couple ways. You can definitely learn from the past and do something different. However, in this specific example, her soul path, who she is at a soul level, is to teach. And that will show up in many, many different ways throughout all of her lifetimes. It won't necessarily be a teacher standing at the front of a classroom. It could be anything, like literally anything. However, these lifetimes were so close together that they seemed very, very, very similar. So another example would be if your soul path is to be a healer. Back in the day, you could have been a shaman, you could have been a midwife, you could have been worked with herbs and been a herbal healer. In this life, you could be a doctor or a nurse, right? So it'll always shift a little bit, but for the most part, you will follow your soul path. Does that make a little bit more sense? And that can change too. Like, that's not to say we're stuck on a soul path. We could have different things that we are able to do, but in my experience, we're kind of always roughly around the same type of energy work. Healing, teaching, guiding, all of that stuff. Does that make sense? Oh yeah, so this next woman, she had come in for the chakra healing, and she, again, I don't remember exactly what the story was, but she couldn't speak her truth. She just felt like she was being kind of swallowed by whatever situation she is, and she couldn't stand up for herself. So I was doing some energy clearing on her, and as I did, her past life came to me, and I saw her being hung as a witch in a past life. And as I was explaining this to her throughout the session, she just started bawling. And she said, even since she was a little girl, she's never been able to wear a necklace, like not even something tiny like this, nothing around her neck. Her whole life, she's never been able to wear anything around her neck because of this weird fear that she always had of things around her neck. And she had no idea where it came from because it didn't come from this lifetime. She just grew up with this fear of things around her neck. So we cleared the energy from the chakra, plus we cleared the past life trauma from her hanging. And the next time I saw her a week later, she was wearing a necklace with a little crystal that she herself had wrapped. And it was amazing. She said everything had cleared, and for the first time ever, she'd been able to wear something around her neck. So do our past lives affect us today? Absolutely. In millions and millions of ways. Absolutely. Another thing is, if you've ever studied ancestral DNA, so your ancestors, your mother, your grandmother, your grandfather, your 10 times grandmother, grandfather, whatever, they have whatever the things that they've gone through can get trapped in our DNA and trapped emotions and be passed down generation after generation after generation. So you can be holding on to a memory at a DNA level from a very distant ancestor of yours. And this has been proven by science. I'm not the sciencey nerdy type. I don't have links for you, but it's everywhere. Just if you want to go search it, go search it. It's all over the place. You can find your medical research papers or whatever you want to find to read it. But yeah, it's all over the place. It's a fairly new discovery, probably within the last maybe 10 years. So just the same way that we have memory DNA from our ancestors, our bloodlines in this lifetime, in my experience, we have that same DNA through the past lives as well. So there's really not a lot of difference between your ancestors and your past lives, right? So you're actually living the past lives over and over and over again. So in my experience, those memories are actually even deeper than what your DNA ancestral memories are. How are you guys doing? Are you keeping up with me? It is so fascinating. I know. I love it. And there's just so much that we can go into, really. I can't wait to go into tomorrow and the next day. The third day is going to be the most amazing ever. I can't wait. So just to give you a taste for this, a lot of people think on past lives and like, oh, I have so much past life trauma and it's affecting me today and I just, whatever, blah, 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 that sucks, right? However, just as we have the really negative aspects of past life trauma and stuff like that, we also have amazing, magical awesomeness that is also connected to our past lives. So just as much as you've had negative things that are connected to you, you also have endless positive things that are connected to you. Imagine the wisdom that you knew hundreds and hundreds of lifetimes, right? That is insane. Imagine the psychic abilities that you had. I mean, we are a very disconnected society and culture today, But hundreds of years ago, we were not. We were very connected to the earth, no matter what your belief was, no matter what religion or anything, you were very much connected to the spirit world. Even the Catholics, the Christians, they prayed, they did their miracles, their prophecies, all of that. It's all the same stuff, just with different words. They were very, very, very connected to the spirit world. So imagine hundreds of years ago, the spiritual abilities that you had, you still have those now in your body, in your memory DNA from your past lives, and you can still tap into them. And that's what we're going to talk about on Friday, and I just can't wait. I wish it was here already. All right, sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. I know, I'm just so excited. I love this stuff. All right, I am losing. Go. What did I do? All right. Oh, there we go. Yes, I'm new to all of this, but it's just wonderful. If you have any questions, Bex, just let me know. I am open for all of your questions today. Yes, it can really help you out to know more, absolutely. So do you believe in an afterlife, or feel we are just born again right away? I do believe in an afterlife. This is a great question, Megan. I believe that there is a space where whatever your belief is, you kind of create. So if you believe in like a Christian heaven, you'll go somewhere that appears to be like heaven. If you believe in a Valhalla, you'll go somewhere that will appear to be like Valhalla. Like, we kind of create that. It's a whole manifesting your beliefs thing. And 100%, my son has memories of the afterlife, and he tells me about his experience all the time. And I think everybody is different. I think the collectives typically have very similar experiences, just because, I mean, if you're conditioned to think heaven exists and it looks like this and there's golden gates and pearly white gates or whatever it is, then that's what you have in your mind. That's what you're going to experience. So absolutely. However, you have the choice once you're there, as long as you want to be there or as short as you want to be there, to then come back into a past life. So I don't feel that our afterlives are like an over and done with thing. You die, you go to afterlife, and then there's nothing else. You just stay there for all of eternity. You will continue to cycle back and then go. It's kind of like a, I don't want to say limbo because that's way the wrong word, but like a resting place in between, if that makes sense, Megan. And I have known, in my experience doing readings, I've known people to be born right away within probably 3 months of their past life death, to hundreds of years. So it's really whatever that individual soul chooses and whatever contract they decide to make. Claire, how do you work, Sarah, in regards to helping people know about past lives? The last time I had mine done was via the Akashic Records, but I paid a lot of money for that, only to then find out we can all tap into them. Absolutely, anybody can tap into the Akashic Records. So I help people several different ways. I do past life readings, which are very much like a psychic reading, only the past, of course. So I would personally be tapping into your past life, writing it out, and then I always make the connections with the past life that I see for you, and whatever connections that they have in this lifetime as well. I also do past life regression through hypnotherapy. I went to school for this, but I only did that just to say I could do it. Again, I've been doing past life regression my whole life, so experience was not needed. But some people are like, oh, what school do you go to? So whatever, I did that too. Yes, so I do it through hypnosis as well, and that's like a one-on-one session, and that's where I will guide you to experience your past life. So there's two very different ways. Does that make sense? Megan, beautiful, love your response. Excellent. Carrie, she's awesome. Oh, you're so sweet. You've had two. They were good. They're all good. They always blow my mind. I swear to you guys, and I'm not just bullshitting you, every time I do a reading, I end up like calling my mom, and I don't give away details ever. I keep all privacy, but I will just call my mom and be like, my mind is blown. You wouldn't believe the connections with this past life and their current life today. It never, after, I won't tell you how many years, I just had my birthday yesterday or 2 days ago, an embarrassingly amount of years, and it still does not stop blowing my mind. The connections are just mind-blowing. There's no other word. They're so mind-blowing. All right, let's move on. Oh, you actually kind of followed me right into my next topic, Claire. So how can I discover my past lives? You can do past life reading with somebody who does past life readings, myself, or whoever you feel drawn to. It doesn't have to be me. Past life readings are done like a psychic reading. Every reader will do it slightly different. I personally do them through email or chat because when I tap into your past life, I kind of go into a trance. So it's not really something I can like do on video or do in like a live chat. And the images that come to me come so fast. It's a very strange process. So as it comes to me, I just write it all out. Once the vision is done, then I send you the email, and then we can talk about it back and forth. So, but again, everyone's process is going to be different. That's mine for past life readings. Oh, hold on. I don't want to miss any of these questions. So, if like me, and I've had many, or so I was told, do you just bring out what needs to be said for us now? Great question. So, I tap into one past life per reading, and I always ask your guides which past life is important for you to know in that moment. So, always, whatever your guides need you to see, that's a past life that we'll connect on. And that could be your most recent past life. It could be a past life from 100 lifetimes ago. Whatever your guides point me to is what we connect on. Absolutely. Mindy, okay, I'm sorry, but one more. No, don't say sorry. Ask as many as you need. Back to the teacher. If she had chosen the other path, going with the haughty, would she have struggled? That's a great question, and that's one we will not know the answer to. Unfortunately, we'll never know. I think what's most important is her happiness, and she felt right by staying and being a teacher, and that's what's really important, right? So we'll never know that, though. Good question. The other way you can discover your past lives is you can do your own past life meditation. There are lots of past life meditations on YouTube. I have a few of them out there. You can get past life meditations on audio. I also have a few of those, I think. Yeah, I have one. Or you can just do your own meditation. You don't have to follow a guided meditation at all. And I will guide you guys into a meditation today. Excuse me, sorry. And you can kind of just replay something like that along those lines during your own meditation. So you don't have to follow anyone else if you're really good at doing your own meditation. I will show you the storyline to kind of go for, and then just shift, move whatever feels right to you. Let's see, Megan, do we just message you for more information? Yes, absolutely. You can message me, or I put somewhere in this video, there's a link that should take you straight to my website if you want to look around more too. So then the third way to discover your past life is through past life regression, and this is through hypnotherapy. So a lot of people can get really scared with the word hypnosis or hypnotherapy. Usually when you hear the word hypnosis, you see a group of people standing on stage barking like dogs and losing their belly button. That's not real hypnotherapy. That's stage hypnosis. It has a lot more to do with psychology than it actually does hypnotherapy. So my explanation for hypnotherapy is it's a deeper guided meditation. So when you meditate, or even when you do a guided meditation, you can get to a really nice deep level. It's called like the theta level if you go really, really deep. Now in hypnotherapy, what you do is you go past that. You go much deeper. You're still fully aware of everything that goes on. There's never a point where I'm like, okay, bark like a dog or go eat cat food. None of that ever happens. You're fully aware of your actions. You're fully aware of your body. You're fully aware of anything you need to be aware of. But you go so deep into this relaxed state. The visions that you see, the visuals, so when we're really, really, really relaxed, it helps us to see a lot better. For example, if you like close your eyes, keep your eyes closed for a long time, your other senses become stronger, right? So you can hear better, or you can smell better, or whatever. Or if you, you know what I mean. So it's the same thing with hypnotherapy. The deeper you go, the more your other senses, being your intuition, your third eye, your visuals, the inner visuals, the more those become vivid. So hypnotherapy is just a very deep guided meditation where you are guided safely into your own past life experience. Nelson wants to know, when we do the reading with you, you ask for which is most important at the time, but do you know or can you tell us how many past lives we've had? I could ask your guides that. I have never seen a number for past lives. Unless you're being like specific, like how many human lives have I had, then that I've narrowed down a few times. But I can ask. All I can do is ask. If your guides don't tell me, then they don't tell me. I don't make stuff up to make you like a happy customer. I tell you what I'm told and that's it. So if they tell me a number, then great, I'll tell you a number. But if they don't tell me a number, then I won't tell you a number. What are your experiences with individuals that have a hard time getting into a deep level? So it's very easy. There are a lot of people that have a hard time going into that deep level, so it just is an extra set of deepening techniques. So typically people can go fairly deep with just a simple countdown from 30 to 0. I am one of those people that needs like 5 of those. But then like just counting over and over again, like my brain would be like, nope, I'm done, I'm bored, I can't do this. So because of my own difficulties with going deep, I think I've really been able to shift different visualizations into how you get so deep. So first we do a countdown, then we do a visual of a staircase with another countdown, then we do a body relaxation from your head to your toes or your toes to your head. Then we do breathing techniques. Like we go so deep. There's no way you can fight me. We go so deep, and I've never had somebody not be able to get to that stage. So if we're doing a one-on-one session, it's a lot easier for me to read your body language and see if you're deep enough or if I need to take you deeper. I hope that answers your question. Let me see. Oh, that's all I have written down. Do you guys have any more questions? How are we doing on time? Okay. If you have any more questions, let me know. And if not, we will go into a very simple guided meditation. Okay, this is a simple drop down with a countdown from 30. So if you can't get super deep, that's okay. Just give yourself grace. If you need to message me outside and you want something a little bit deeper, we can talk about that. We're just going simple right now, so you can get a feel for the process, for the experience. A lot of you should be able to experience it. Even if things aren't coming in like super, super clear, you will have some type of knowing, if that makes sense. So if I say, look down and you see clothing, what color is it? Even if you can't visually see it in your head, you will know, like the word or the color blue will pop up, or green or yellow, and it'll just be this knowing. So just pay attention to all senses of your body, all senses of your mind. Let's see, I'm missing a couple of these. Hold on. It works, and I'm a fighter. Yes, Carrie. Carrie has a hard time going deep, and we do guided meditations almost every week in the Goddess Gathering. And I know I've knocked a few of you girls out. I know Rebecca always knocks out. Let's see, I've had a past life regression. It was amazing, and mine flowed quite well. I have a fear of water and bridges, etc. And in the first place I was taken to was a pirate ship laying on its side, and I was a young boy and I wouldn't go down to the water. Since finding this out, I sit in a circle sometimes with other women, as I love my spiritual stuff. And since then, been told I have lots of pirates coming through for me. Ooh, that's exciting. I always think of like the gorgeous Johnny Depp and Orlando Bloom pirates, right? That's what we wish they were all like. That's so exciting. I love pirate stuff. All right, so if you guys, so jealous, wish I was home so I could do the meditation with you, but I'll do it when I get back. Yeah, no worries, Carrie. And Carrie, we've done this one in the Goddess Gathering before. We've done a longer version of it, so you're actually lucky. You can go back to this one if you need it. All right, are you guys ready? If you want to just take a moment and get comfortable wherever you're sitting, if you want to put on some quiet music, I have some music playing. I don't know if you can hear it or not. It's very quiet. If you want to light a candle real quick, incense, if you want to curl up in a blanket, anything that's going to make you feel comfortable and safe, okay? Safety is huge. If you're not in a place where you feel safe, don't do this right now. Come back to it later, okay? The video will still be up for you to watch whenever you need to. So if you are in a safe place, if you are comfortable, if you have no more questions, I'll just wait one more minute if anyone else has any questions. No more questions, okay. All right, so go ahead and place your feet firmly on the floor. Get comfortable in your chair. It's okay to shift, move around. If you're feeling tight or stuck, just kind of take a second and stretch that spot out. Lay your hands loosely in your lap and just go ahead and close your eyes. We're going to take 3 very slow, very deep breaths together. Breathing in, filling your lungs completely. And slowly exhale. Nice and slow. Breathe in. And breathe out. One more time, nice deep breath. Breathe in. And this time I want you to hold that breath. Hold it as long as is comfortable. And when you're ready, just very slowly release that breath. And as you exhale, just allow your mind and your body to relax. Every word I say and every sound you hear, you will relax deeper and deeper, knowing that you are always safe, always relaxing. Very good. Now I want you, in your mind's eye, to imagine, picture, or pretend that you're standing at the top of the most beautiful staircase. Take in all the details of the staircase, the material it is made from, the colors, any carvings. And as you take in all the details of this staircase, you notice that there are 30 steps. In a moment, I'm going to begin to count from 30 down to 0. And with each number that I say, you're going to take one step down the stairs as you relax deeper into your subconscious mind. And we begin taking that first step down, beginning a deeper relaxation with 30. Going even deeper with 29. Deeper still with 28. Even deeper with 27. Just allowing your mind and your body to relax. Going deeper still with 26. 25. 24. Deeper and deeper. 23. Just really allowing yourself this space and this time to connect and to relax. 22. 21. 20. Just allowing total relaxation of your mind and body. 19. 18. 17. Deeper and deeper. 16. 15. 14. Deeper and deeper. 13. 12. 11. And with 10, you're now allowing yourself to relax 10 times deeper. And with 9, another 10 times deeper. And with 8, another 10 times deeper. 7, another 10 times deeper. 6, 5, 4, and 0. Very good. Just taking in one more deep breath. And as you exhale, just allow any remaining tension to be released. As you allow yourself this time and this space to relax and connect. Now, as you're standing at the bottom of this beautiful staircase, you notice that you're surrounded by a brilliant white light. This white light is warm, cleansing, and protecting. This light will guide you and protect you on your journey. Feel that warm light sinking deep into your skin, flowing from the top of your head, down your eyes, down your cheeks, down your jaw, down your neck and your shoulders. Just feel your body becoming more warm and relaxed. Down your arms and your hands, down your chest and upper back, flowing deep into your organs as it flows down your abdomen and lower back, flowing deep through every bone, every nerve, continuing to flow down your hips, down your thighs, your knees, your lower legs, and your feet. And on your next gentle inhale, you just breathe in that white light as well. And as you gently exhale, you feel it expanding throughout your body and your aura, creating a beautiful bubble of pure white light. Very good. Now in a moment, you'll begin to see that you are standing at the end of a very long hallway. There are beautiful doors on each side of this hallway. Take in the details of these doors as they come to you. Take in the details of the floor, the ceiling, the lighting. And as you do, notice that all the way at the opposite end of this hallway, at the wall directly facing you, is a door with light coming out of the edges, coming out of the cracks. Now in a moment I will count just from 10 down to 0, and as I do, you're going to begin to walk down this hallway. And you're going to notice that each one of these doors, starting at the age of 10, is a core memory of your life. And we're going to walk back down that hallway towards that door at the very end. And we begin walking now past door 10, going deeper past door 9, going deeper past door 8. And at door 7, I want you to take a moment and stop and face the door. And in your mind's eye, you're going to reach out your hand and turn the handle and give it just a gentle push. And as that door opens, you're going to see a core memory from when you were 7 in this lifetime. Take in all the details of what you see. Are you with someone? Is it light or is it dark? Are you inside or are you outside? Just viewing this memory. And when you're ready, reach in and close that door. And we're going to continue walking down, going deeper, past door 6, past door 5, door 4, door 3, and at door 2, I want you to face this door and in your mind's eye reach out, grab the handle and slowly push it open. And you'll see a core memory from when you were 2. And this may not be something that you remember in your conscious mind, but it is something that you remember in your subconscious mind. Are you with someone? Is it light or is it dark? Are you inside or are you outside? Take in all the details of this core memory from when you were 2. And this is to show us that we can go back. We can go past the walls of our conscious mind. And when you are ready, you're going to reach in and you're going to close that door. And we're going to go even deeper now past door 1. And now with 0, you're standing face to face with that door that is glowing from the seams, glowing from the edges. And this door is different than all the others. It is intricate. It is beautiful. And you reach out your hand in your mind's eye, and you grab that door handle. And as you push it open, you see only a white light, and you step into that white light, stepping through that door, stepping through time and space into a past life. And as you're in that door now, surrounded by a white light, I want you to look down at your feet and notice how your feet look. They are no longer the feet of your body in this lifetime. They are now the feet of your body in a past life. Are you wearing shoes? Are they big or are they small? Are you barefoot? Can you tell the color of your skin? Are they clean or are they dirty? Take in all the details of your feet. And move your vision now from your feet, up your legs, up your body, and you begin to notice the clothing that you are wearing. You instantly know what era it is from, and you may instantly even know what location it is from. What does the fabric feel like? What colors do you see? Take in all the details of the clothing that you are wearing. Can you tell if you are male or female? Can you tell if you are young or old? Very good. And now, as your gaze continues to move up your body, as you look in front of you, you notice that there is a beautiful mirror suspended in the air facing you. And as you gaze into that mirror, you see your face, the face of your past life self. You may look similar, you may look different. Notice the color of your hair, the color of your eyes, the color of your skin. And in this moment, I want you to just, in your mind's eye, ask yourself to speak your name. And you hear your past life name quickly and easily. It just comes to you so easily. Very good. And now in a moment, that brilliant light around you will begin to fade. And as it begins to fade, you will begin to see the landscapes of your past life home. And I'll count back from 3 down to 0. And as I do, that landscape will come into crystal clear vision with 3, 2, 1, and 0. Take in all the details of the landscape. Can you tell where it is? Can you feel where it is? What do you see around you? Notice any wildlife. Notice the seasons, the plants. And now, in a moment, I will once again count back from 3 down to 0, and when I reach 0, you will suddenly be standing in front of your past life home. It'll come clear so quickly and so easily with 3, 2, 1, and 0. You are now standing in front of your past life home. You instantly feel the memories. You can smell what it used to smell like. Feel that sensation of being home. And now, in a moment, only if it is safe, only if it is positive, your family will come out that door. If there is nothing safe and nothing positive in that house, then nothing will come out. You will see that house be swallowed in a light instead. 3, 2, 1, and 0. Just take a moment experiencing this safe and positive moment. If your family members come out, then greet them. If no one comes out, that's okay. Watch your home be surrounded by that cleansing, protecting white light. Just take a moment. Very good. And if there's anything specific that you want to see right now, a scene, a memory, a person, anything that you're feeling drawn to, anything that you want a quick answer for. I will count from 5 down to 0, and when I reach 0, you will instantly be where you need to be to find your answer. Always safe, always protected. We go with 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. Taking in whatever information that you are needing. Always surrounded by love and protection and peace. Very good. Wonderful. Now you notice that the white light around you begins to get thicker and thicker, and everything around you begins to fade away. And you notice now that you are standing back at that door, that beautiful, intricate door that has been left open to welcome you back in. And you step back through that door, closing it behind you. Thanking this experience, thanking these moments and these memories. Now in a moment I will count from 0 up to 5, and when I reach 5 you'll be wide awake and fully alert, feeling refreshed, rejuvenated, and peaceful. First at 0, we always go just a little deeper, holding on to all the positive memories that we connected with today. Now at 1, you're beginning to be aware of your surroundings. 2, you're beginning to be aware of your body. 3, you can wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes. 4, eyes beginning to open, and 5, eyes open, wide awake. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, eyes open, wide awake. Go ahead and take a deep breath in and release. Go ahead and move, stretch, and welcome back. How do you guys feel? How was your experience with this very quick and simple past life regression? I'd love to hear your experiences if you want to share them. I'll just wait a few minutes and then I will log off and I'll meet you guys tomorrow. Same time. I'm so excited. While you guys are typing anything up, if you want to type it up, I'll go over quickly about what we're going to cover tomorrow. So tomorrow is the healing aspect. Wow, clouded. That's okay. Just take a few deep breaths. Just really ground yourself as you come back. So tomorrow we're going to cover the healing aspects. So we're going to go into some of the traumas that we lived in past lives. We're going to clear some of those trapped emotions. And we're going to talk about the importance of why we need to do that and how it can affect us today if we don't clear those things out, if we don't bring healing to those traumas. Even though they're from our past lives, they do still affect us today. Just like that girl that couldn't wear the necklaces. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Oh, let me see. I never made the bottom of the stairs and only made to number 22, and I went straight down into water And as I've seen before, I was a mermaid swimming about. Oh, that's beautiful. My mom has memories, very intense memories of being a mermaid. They're not like your typical Disney type mermaid. She remembers the like feeling of the hunt and some really crazy stuff. It's amazing, beautiful. I'm glad. Did you feel safe, Claire, when you had that experience? I'm so glad I could connect with you guys today. And I look forward to connecting with you tomorrow as well. Oh, then onto a ship. Wow. Corinne made it to the hallway and last door, but I could not see after opening that door. It was flashes that I could not put to images. I'll try again with your recording. That's very normal, especially on your first time. And again, this was just an easy, simple meditation. So if you're having blocks of fears, that's typically what happens when you get to that door, but then you can't see anything. There's an aspect of fear that's holding you back from seeing what's behind that door. So that's very, very normal, and it's something that we can definitely get past. Again, this was just a quick and easy session. So definitely listen to it again and maybe find a space where you are feeling safer. Maybe put on some incense or some soft music or anything that just makes you feel good, and you can listen to this recording again or any other recording that you feel safe with trying. Yes, and swimming around, wasn't wanting to open doors as couldn't stop swimming. Oh, that sounds like so much fun, Claire. Mindy, thank you, Sarah. Looking forward to seeing you tomorrow. Thanks, we'll join tomorrow. Absolutely, guys, I'm so excited. Thank you so much, and I will see you all tomorrow. Same time. Bye.